the title of the album, Only Built for Cuban Linx. There's been many conversations you have had about why, but just so that we thoroughly celebrate this album, can you articulate why that is the title of this album?
Yeah, the title is everything to me. When me and Ghost we sat around and we knew that when we was making this album, we had to come with a mean title. And I think it was a rhyme that was said that we was writing because we was doing a lot of writing together. Just reviewing our bars and just kind of like digging off each other. And at one time in the rhyme, it says something about only built for Cuban Links who pull stings, sporting big pieces of ice carved in rings. So right there, it hit me. It was like, yo, only built for Cuban Links. I'm like, yo, that sound like the biggest chain of all that can't be broken. It can't be
Right.
broken, but it's the most gleamingest chain to come in the party with in front. And when you see with those on, those ain't your everyday. Those is different. They will come knock on your door, But the main thing was the shine and the lock that couldn't be broken. I used to run with that used to snatch chains and all that, and sometimes you go for the chain that you feel is the biggest, and you looking at the lock because you like, yo, if the lock is kind of big, that determines how I'm gonna grab it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So those chains you couldn't actually break off nobody's neck. So I thought about the fact of the relationship that Wu Tang had with each other and took that as a chain. This is a chain. We shining. We heavyweights now. Nobody can break this link. One link, if one link is weak, we all look weak. The chain, it doesn't mean anything no more. So that's what I meant when I said only built, because only was the phrase that it really was private. It was almost like you had to be a member to respect this album.
So you and Ghost lived near each other growing up, correct?
Like 15 minutes away from each other. Our projects was 15 minutes away from each other.
Did you guys know each other before Wu Tang and RZA and that whole movement started?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we went to school together. We went to junior high school together. So, the jurisdictions that we both were in was in that particular range with each other. And it was almost like 5 minutes I'll be home, 5 minutes he'd be home.
So who started rapping first?
I think I probably was doing it maybe a year before him, because I was more in the neighborhood where they was playing a lot of parties. They was playing a lot of parties and rec room parties and shit like that. So I might have got engaged in it a little bit quicker than him, because that's where all the parties was at in my neighborhood back then. So cats from his neighborhood would travel up there, ghosts would come up there and just come through the parties, crashing the parties or whatever the case may be. Some good nights, some bad nights, but they was in the building. But yeah, I think I might have been busting my hammer a little bit earlier.
Now, there was a documentary or that you were working on, Ray, and I don't know if is that related to this Cuban Linx purple tape, or was that related to something else?
No, this documentary that you caught wind about and you know about is still in the works. You know what I mean? And it's definitely catered to this album. It's the documentary for the purple tape. And it's gonna be called The Purple Tape Files. You know what I mean? And we've been working on it. I started my own film company, and basically I wanted to do this from out of my perspective and not actually go hire a team to do it. And yeah, the album, this is going to break down everything we're talking about. I'm so happy because we in the final stages of editing. So I would definitely tell the world, get ready. You can't miss this. You seen Jordan's film, his documentary. All right, I'm up next.
Yo, what up? What up? What up? What up, E?
Yo, Deanie, what up, baby?
What's going on?
We just celebrating the chef today, 25 years, baby.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. birthday right now. It's like his birthday right now. Yeah, yeah, baby. You know what I mean? That was greatness. It was greatness.
I just wanted to bring you in to celebrate with us, man. Thanks for taking the time today, brother.
Now it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. You know what I mean?
Yo, Ghost.
Yeah, yo.
Yo, tell me what it meant for you to in this moment in 1995, only built for Cuban Linx coming out. Tell me how, this became a moment for you to stand right here with Raekwon. How did that come together?
Me and Ray, for some reason, he from Park Hill, I'm from Stapleton, but when we came together on this music, it was like, I don't know, man, it just fit right in. It was like, it was the chemistry. Like I seen this mind, and a lot of the way the way that Ray think is like, I see it. I see we kind of like think alike. You know what I mean? Like you can't really get nothing past us. You know what I mean? We know when you trying to G us. We know the slicksness. You know what I mean? We like a lot of the same fashion. You know what I mean? So it was just like, yo, like if I was living that way he was living at, I could see myself hanging with him. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like it's a part of the clan. It's like, okay, yeah, I know him. I went to school with, but it's like that don't mean just because we together like that. Like you would have been my man. I'd have been hanging with you. I could actually see myself hanging with Ray. You know what I mean? Just from the way we think and like that. So I don't know. When it was time to get on that wax, it just like I learned a lot of shit from him. I learned a lot of shit. Like you know what I mean? Like he was witty with his. You know what I mean? So it's like I picked up, I picked up and added what I took from him and put inside my own. You know what I mean? Like yo, and then I just mixed my with his and was just and landed it on Cuban. And from there was the rest was history.
Ray, you and Ghost, this was a super hit off the album Ice Cream. I mean, this had the t-shirts, had the girls outside. It had, the video was crazy. Girls was renaming themselves Butter Pecan Ricans, and it was a wild time. It was a wild summer.
That was the best. Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta remember,
Yeah.
I was 25. I was in my prime right there. You know what I mean? I think for any 25-year-old, yo, you in your prime at 25. Especially back then. It was something about that, something about 95. It was gold. It was like everything was golden right there. You know what I mean? You would loving to go outside, loving to go do things. Like hip hop was just like you had Biggie, Nas, Mobb Deep. You had a string of just ill rappers. Even Snoop and them was doing their thing at that. It was just like it was beautiful, yo.
That ice cream record, the beat was so hard, but then when you touched it, it was like it just opened up the door for everybody else to get on it. And Meth came with the hook, and Kappa came.
Yup.
Kappa was fresh off the,
Yeah.
fresh off
Fresh
the
out of
block. He
jail.
just came. He just came home.
Yeah.
So, like you said, it was just something in the water that we had to have one record for the females on this album, even though it was so dark and so colorful still. But you had to have something for the
Yeah.
ladies,
Yeah.
and that record just took off.
Yo, what's up? This is Nas. Big up to 25th anniversary of the classic Only Built for Cuban Links by my man Raekwon, the Purple Tape. It meant like everything to me to be on the album because I was the only feature that wasn't a Wu-Tang member, But at the time, me and Ray, we was hanging a lot. He come out to my hood, I go out to his hood. We was in studios, we was hanging out. I was in Staten Island. I think he had the Acura Legend at the time. Yeah, so we was mobbing, we was rolling. We went everywhere, man. Every chance we could, because Ray always had a style about himself that reminded me of people I grew up with. So I used to always tell him that too after we had did the Mob Deep joint Eye for Eye, just seeing how we was connected with QB and Shaolin, it was just like, everybody knew Raekwon's solo album was going to be the album everybody was waiting for. Everybody just couldn't wait for a solo by him, just trying to imagine what it would sound like. And he delivered beyond our expectations and made it one of the albums that stand out, timeless. And just being on that project It was something about that time too. I don't know what it was. You know, New York was different. It was just like it had so much to offer. It was just we was after it, trying to take it over. And Ray gave the language of the streets, the language of the people, in his own way with slang that was different. And his lyrical capability, they had no limits on it. He was just somewhere else, acrobatic with it, you know, the way he throw words together and drop science. So, you know, shout out to Raekwon, man. I'm blessed to be the only feature, not Wu-Tang, on the whole album. And the magic they made, Ghostface and Ray together, it was the best because, you know, hanging with them, you know, it's like hanging with your brothers, you know, and it's like we got nicknames and we had the style was just bleeding from these guys. When Raekwon and Ghostface got together, it was the dynamic duo. It was the best two people representing a certain part of the city in a way that was fresh to our ears. You know, you just wanted to hear Ray and Ghost on everything. So it was definitely dope the way Ghost was splashing bars all over the album, and Ray was right there too. It was like lyrical gunmen that had the knowledge of cartel language. You know what I mean? It was just crazy. To have that album put together like the way it was is none less than a masterpiece. All the nuances, all the interludes, all the kung fu movies that tied in our childhood, growing up Saturday mornings watching a kung fu movie, connecting that Asiatic level, the knowledge, it just connected us on another level culturally. That was important for a lot of people around the world to get the knowledge they were sprinkling in there together. So it was ill. And that's my brother Ray. Congratulations. 25 years. One of the greatest albums of our generation or any generation. Salute Raekwon.
Nas, man, yo, that was crazy.
That's real. That was the realest right there.
True friend right there. True
Yeah,
friend.
no doubt. Yes, right.
True
That's
friend.
right.
Yeah, thank
Hell
you.
yeah.